Hey, Carl Munson here for Expats Portugal, and it's my delight to be talking to my friend Nuno Mendes from Winsurance, a friend of the community here at Expats Portugal. And your reputation precedes you, Nuno, I have to say. Only this morning, people were saying, last night I spoke to somebody who knew you on the Silver Coast, and you insured their car, and they were delighted with the service. And this morning, somebody was saying, oh, yeah, Nuno, he's so handsome. So on the reputation side, that comes before you. So should we talk about insurance today? now we've got all the kind of testimonial side out of the way.
Okay. Hi all. Thanks for having me. Let's try to transmit you some information that could add value to your stay in Portugal and during the move to Portugal. So,
well done. Thank you for keeping us on track there. I just wanted to share the good news, Nuno, about how much you're appreciated in our community. But I can see I'm embarrassing you a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not handled very well with those sort of news. I like a lot.
Yes.
But I like to be the second in command, so I like to be in the shadows.
Okay, let's do that. Let's talk about insurance and change the subject.
I'm okay with that, no problem. So,
what I think might be especially useful to people is distinguishing some of the confusion that occurs when people typically are in the D7 process. And in the time that you and I have been talking to each other, in the time you've been working with Expats Portugal, you've done a lot to simplify that process and even create new products and services for people with D7 visas. So it's safe to say, I think, as a starting point, you've got that covered. You can help people who are coming to Portugal with their D7 visa process. But when we talked before, you said there was some confusion for some people, which we might be able to simplify now, where people are confusing travel insurance with ongoing health insurance. This is a little bit of a gray area, and should we throw some light on it now?
Okay, thank you. It's not a gray area, really. We start with the Chinese community, but they are demanding for different things because mostly they are coming to Portugal under the golden visa. So talking about the D7, we are mainly talking about two stages. The first is the embassy or consulate meeting, and the second stage is the CEF meeting.
Yes.
For the first one, is mandatory a travel insurance, a very specific travel insurance, and this is public on a web page for the government. So the clauses are there, the requirements are there. Which is crazy is that the government did and demand all of those requirements, and there were no insurance in Portugal providing this. So until last March, we are just recommending people that buying this insurance, something like what the Portuguese authorities are requiring, that they buy the insurance locally, because the solution that we have in Portugal was very expensive, like 1,500 euros per person.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it was crazy. And in March, we just tailor-made a product with a Portuguese insurer that fully complies with the Portuguese authorities' requirements for the D7, for the first stage. And we have this very easy. The insurer totally rely on us because we are the one who do everything. Quoting, put in place, send the certificates, and only in the end of each month, we tell the insurer, this is what we did. Okay. Yes. Of course, we work on a very trust way.
Yeah.
And we update them daily about what we are doing. So yes. This was the first thing that we it was a challenge, how we can provide more and add value to our customers and provide better service. And this is a very easy and quick process.
And that this is the first part that you're talking about, that you need to show when you go for your consular interview that you have that travel insurance in place.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
And you've nailed that. And as you were beginning to say there, you've made it a pretty simple process. And to me, the D7 is so much of moving to Portugal is about understanding that there are so many moving parts. It's like a fine Swiss watch or a fine piece of Portuguese engineering. There are so many moving parts, and the more parts you can take care of, or the more headaches you can relieve in advance, the better. And this sounds like one of them, Nuno. Okay. And is it as simple then as getting in touch with you on your email address there, for example?
Yeah, we are focused on simplify, and the customer journey. It is truly something that concerns us, and that we have our focus. So how we can make it simple, easier, because we have enough bureaucracy in Portugal. So we try to make it simple.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe we need 1 or 2 days to do this.
Okay.
What we ask all the time is, yes, we can do that very quick, but please don't put pressure on us, because if suddenly a lot of people came with urgencies,
Yes.
we'll be struggling. Okay.
Okay.
So please think a little bit on us, that too, because we are always think a lot.
Well, in that regard, then, Nuno, to save that happening, people can also approach you, of course, via your website, which is winsurance.pt. There, what sort of timescale are we talking about? When should people get on the phone or get on the website and take up your offer of this kind of insurance? Would you say?
Could you repeat the question?
Yeah, in terms of their timescale, you know, when they know that they've got their appointments with the consulate and so on, and so as not to put pressure on you in the way that you said, what would you advise for the timescale of the first part of the insurance for the travel?
Give us 4 days a week maximum. It's
Ahead
enough,
of when it's
so
required.
we can manage our team and
Okay.
give priorities.
Yes.
Act
Okay.
accordingly with
All right.
priorities. Okay.
And I know for a fact that Winsurance tend to act faster than that, but I think we're erring on the side of caution there, aren't we? So excellent.
This way, we can accommodate urgencies, really urgencies.
Yeah.
That's why we ask for, please don't put our team under pressure,
Yeah.
because this way you can accommodate others that really are under pressure.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, and that might be you one day, but if you can, give them some notice on that. And that is the first part. That's the travel insurance that you require, and that's a special policy service that's been created by Winsurance with the cooperation of a notable Portuguese insurance company. Then there's the second part on the D7, isn't there? This is where the confusion might lie, and this is the health insurance that you're going to need when you become a resident here in Portugal, right?
Yes, yes. The health insurance is required for self interview.
Yeah.
And it's a normal insurance. You can find easily in the Portuguese market, but there is when our recommendation is that talk with something that really know about insurance.
Mm-hmm.
We know that banks easily provide health insurance. And I'm not saying that don't buy through the bank, but please do some questions.
Yeah.
And you will understand that they aren't aware of what they are selling. And I don't like these words regarding our work.
Yes.
It's more an advice rather than selling. So they don't have a clue. And also, if you need help or a claim, they will tell you this is the phone number which you need to call.
Okay.
Don't,
All
don't
right.
call me.
Yes. So they're
Okay?
not in such a hurry. They're not in such a hurry at that point to help you as they were when they were trying to sell you the
Yeah,
policy in the first place.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right.
And then we enter on a second point, which is all the coverage of any insurer avoid talk about tricky points.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
For example, most or almost all of the insurers have disease excluded. I'm not talking about pre-existing conditions.
Yeah.
I'm talking about disease excluded. They are excluded. Point. They will never cover that. Okay.
Oh, really? Okay. And then they're not telling you about this from the get-go.
No. You need to read the full terms, which
Yes.
is easy. If
Yeah.
you ask for the PDF in English of the full terms, just text on the search, just text exclusions, and you will are able to see all
And you
the
might be
exclusions.
a bit surprised.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Third, and this is for me a key point, because when we think on health insurance, if I'm a banker, I'm thinking on selling an insurance policy with a premium, an insurance premium.
Yes.
If we are really doing our job as brokers, we are thinking on protection. And almost all of the insurers allows the insurer, the health insurance allows the insurer to cancel the insurance policy annually or price the insurance premium as much as they want, which they really do. And we had those situations in our portfolio because we work with almost all of the insurers. So we are able to compare the full terms. And that health insurance is much more than limits, co-payments, or deductibles, or insurance premiums. As a customer, I want to avoid the risk of being healthy all my life during the last 20 or 30 years, and suddenly I start need the insurance. And
Yeah.
believe me, Carl, with the age, something is coming. We just don't know where,
Are you
what, and when.
are you talking from your own experience or experience of customers here?
Yeah, customers.
Okay,
Well,
right.
also myself.
Okay, you're right.
Don't talk about dental, okay? Don't talk about dental. And if we know that the past will not insure me for
Yeah.
what is coming in the
Yes.
future, so I want to be prepared.
Sure.
And I want to take care of myself. I want to take care of my health insurance.
Yeah.
And for me, it's important that if in time I need the insurance, I want to avoid the risk that the insurer just cancel my insurance policy or do that through a polite way, which is saying we are not canceling, but your insurance policy we will price the premium 10 times, 20 times, there are no limit.
Yeah.
And this is a polite way because I can't afford the new insurance premium. So
Sure.
I will be the one to say I'm canceling the insurance policy.
Yes. Yes.
And almost all of the insurers do that. Okay,
Wow.
there is nothing on the full terms that protect customers. There are
Wow.
only one insurer. We're not talking about them now, but there are only one insurer in Portugal that cannot cancel the insurance policy as long as the policyholder paid the insurance premiums,
Yes.
and cannot appraise the premium. Also, they appraise the premium, but not based on the claims that I made.
Very
Okay,
good.
so
Okay. And on what basis do they do this? Do they see themselves as being a more ethical company?
basically, we need to think on the roots of this insurer because actually they are not a business, or they don't run the business with the perspective of profit.
Oh, okay. So they're more of an association.
Yes, it's a mutual insurance. So they don't have shareholders that they need to pay each year.
Okay.
Uh,
So they're a
for
little bit
some.
more switched on to the well-being of people rather than the well-being
Yes.
of the shareholders'
Yes.
wallets. Very good.
Right. That's it.
And
That's it.
presumably you find yourself recommending these folks for the protection of your clients.
Honestly, they are the one who pays me less of compared with the other
Yeah.
insurers.
Okay. All
Yes,
right.
yes, it's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
Yes.
But we have our insurance policy for all of our personnel and respective children with them
Yeah.
because these avoid us a lot of problems
Sure.
in the
Sure.
future.
Well,
Okay,
that
so
we appreciate that about you and your approach as well. So that sounds like a really good combination. And this is health insurance that we're talking about, medical cover from a company that sounds like they have a different and more positive set of priorities. And this, of course, for American expats, foreigners settling in Portugal, they're finding the premiums very attractive as well compared to what they're used to paying. I think we can say that with some certainty. But it's not the only kind of insurance you offer, and I think it might be useful. We're basically doing a bit of a insurance in a nutshell here, aren't we? For when you move to Portugal, we've covered the travel before. On the consulate side, we're covering the health insurance when you need to meet CEF and that requirement of the D7 visa. But of course, once you become a resident, there are other types of insurance that you might want to take advantage of. What else might people consider in their portfolio of insurance products and services, Nuno, that you can help them with?
yes, we basically look to we are moving or running the company on a direction more and more digital and also more and more personal.
Okay.
So we don't want to have quotes on our website and say you can do it by your own
Yeah.
because we need to talk, we need to understand what really worries each person
Yes.
because we have different needs. Our lives change, so we also change our needs, and this is key for us. It's not so much about uh, selling X number of insurance policies or X insurance premiums. Is really much more of taking care and if someone rely on us for taking care of their risks, uh, we must comply with is required for us from us.
Yes. Yeah.
So we have this approach, this mindset. Um, we try based on this. There were why we did this travel insurance.
Yeah.
We also tailor-made a legal insurance because our understanding is that if for us Portuguese is a nightmare, the
Yes.
legal stuff,
Yeah.
okay, and laws and so on, for foreigners it will be
Extra.
much harder.
Yes.
And
Definitely.
even though that some rely on their lawyer, um, sometimes it's a single lawyer,
Yeah.
and legal stuff it's a world. It's huge.
Yeah.
So we understand that it's important to have professionals that understand for each part of law. If
Yeah.
he is private, if he is corporate, if he's whatever,
Yeah.
we need to talk with the person that knows about this stuff.
And this
So
is
there's
legal. This is a legal assistance policy.
yes, he's a legal assistant. He's a legal
Okay.
assistant.
All right. So far, then we've got the travel, we've got the medical or health insurance, whatever you might call that, and the legal insurance. I know you cover motoring as well because I have insured my own motor car, and the person I spoke to last night,
Yeah,
who spoke very highly of you, also has a motor insurance policy with you. So that part of life as well, which let's face it, like you said, it's difficult sometimes for Portuguese people. So imagine what that's like for foreigners. you help people, and in my experience, you help people very simply with the motoring insurance as well.
Yes, and often we recommend people to also ask for a quote to the dealer, because sometimes they have better agreements. Not all the times, but sometimes they have. And what we want is people happy. And if we can help, just recommending for ask the dealer for a quote,
Yeah.
we are doing this.
Well, I've
If
noticed
we
this about you. Yeah, you're not afraid to compare quotes, are you? Because it's not just about the price; it's about the coverage and the terms and conditions as well, isn't it?
not even that is about the person
Yeah.
that is relying on me. So I need to be trustful
Yes, indeed.
all
Okay.
the time.
All right. So, we can assume, can't we, that if there's something to be insured in life, in your new Portuguese life, you'll be able to help with that. Which brings us on to a somewhat awkward and a subject we might not like to talk about. But you and I have had these conversations before about the end of life sorts of policies. Now, this is, when we're ready to have these sorts of conversations, I think it's a good and useful, practical conversation to have. And I know again, the phrase you've used before is tailor making policies. And you have done some work in this area as well, I understand.
Yes, yes, yes. In this area is not a tailor-made insurance policy through us.
Right.
It's something that already exists in the Portuguese market, and our job was highlight the main coverage that could interest
Okay.
expats. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Surprisingly, and this is a cultural thing, Portuguese people avoid talking about preparing death
Yes,
or
understood. The end of life.
whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, the end of life. And I'm, as I said before, I'm half Portuguese, half Spanish, and all of my Spanish friends and cousins, one of the first things that they did when they start working was the funeral insurance.
Amazing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So definitely a cultural difference then.
Yeah. Also, U.S. citizens talk about this on a very easygoing way.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a cultural thing that I'm not very comfortable because I don't want to be rude,
Yes.
especially well, you are you are just arriving, and I'm already talking about when you depart. So
Yes, that's very respectful and understandable. But it is there should anybody. Thank you for your sensitivity on that. But I think it's right to bring it up. But I totally get that, Nuno. And that, again, that is the mark of the man that we're talking to today. And I think that's great. I mean, we've got 20 or so minutes there, which basically is Portuguese insurance or insurance matters in Portugal in a nutshell. And people can get in touch with you. I am safe at winsurance.pt. They can join you on your website there at winsurance.pt as well. So last word to you then, really. Is there anything I missed? Is there anything you'd like to add and that people need to know about?
maybe thinking on the word is missing in Portuguese.
Try me.
The,
Try
the,
my
the
Portuguese.
yeah, the D2, the ones that came with the D2 visa.
The D2 visa. Yeah, this is actually that you've caught me out there as well. This is
It's
um,
under my tongue. I know
this is
that
the
you say,
working visa though, right? It's
yeah.
entrepreneurial type people who are coming on a business footing rather than
Nomad. The word comes.
the digital nomads. Okay, because
Yeah,
this is a new classification, of course, now, isn't it? That's causing quite a stir, and what you can help them as well.
Okay, so they are requiring for different kind of protection, like professional liability.
Okay, yeah,
Uh, this is something that in Portugal we are not used to do
okay,
often
yeah,
on a massive way. There are some professions or activities that yes, you can do that easily, but for example, for a writer,
yeah,
I search for discover
yeah.
for professional liability, and I didn't find
Okay.
any insurer covering these risks.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. So
but we have
calls
but
calls from the digital nomads also welcome to winsurance.pt, and of course directly to Nuno at iamsafe@winsurance.pt. Great to talk to you as ever, Nuno. 25 minutes there, I think, of gold when it comes to Portuguese insurance. And do reach out to Nuno and have a chat with him. Very approachable team. And we look forward to speaking to you again soon. Catch Nuno, of course, on an evening webinar sometime where you can ask him questions yourself. Thank you so much. All the best to you. We're praying for a little bit of sunshine, aren't we, in Portugal at the moment? We've got a lot of rain. No, what's going to happen? Are we going to get some sunshine soon?
yes, someone told me Monday. Well, we are going to restart with the building of your house because Thursday we'll have sun.
We don't need
The
to
sky.
consult the weather. We don't need to consult the weather. We just need to ask Nuno's builder. So there you go. Sunshine returning to Portugal.
No. She failed. She failed because it's raining all day long.
Okay. All right. Okay. Back to the weather pages and the weatherman on the telly. Thanks a lot, Nuno. Always great to speak to you. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.
See you, friend. Ciao, ciao.